Okay, so we're gonna get back on Bob. We got a new cover gasket there, but the thing is, we're having still a hard time starting Bob. So at first I thought it was the exhaust. I took the exhaust off. Then I thought it was the tensioner there, and that didn't work. Let me show you what it's doing. Okay, so I know that there's sometimes some compression in there, you know, but I'll show you real quick. You see how it's galloping like that? Let me show you on the other side. All right, now you gotta put both hands on there to get it to go over like that. All right, so we've got some 12 millimeters here. Alright, now we're going to start getting these little 10 millimeters off of here. Now, make yourself a little cardboard template because these are all different sizes. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. This indicates the front of the bike. There's our first bolt right here. Here's going to be our second. Right here, roughly. As long as you get it in the general area and it's not like a big, huge difference. Well, you get the drift. Okay, so if we're saying this is the front, this would be the right hand side, and this would be the left hand side. Going toward the front tire, right hand side, left hand side. Okay, you got the new gasket for our cover here. I did use some silicone before because I could not find this. I can only find this at that website right there for the correct one on eBay. So yeah, very good company. Got a lot of the vintage stuff. So what we do next is that this right here is the tensioner. So you unscrew this. It's going to be a 7/8. Then, see that nut back there? I've already loosened it, but you loosen this nut back here, and then you take a 10 mil and you back it out to loosen the tension on that that chain right there, and cam chain. So kind of, yeah, it's getting loose. Okay, I'm gonna loosen that up, and then we're gonna start taking these bolts out. We're going after those valves, but we got to get that head off real quick. Oh, I almost forgot. Before you do that, you make sure that your timing is lined up, and what I do is I take a paint marker and I mark on both sides of the, you know, so I can put my timing back the way it goes. And I'm going to, when I go put it back together, I'm also going to check if the timing is right and everything. But yeah, usually what I do is I make marks on each side there. See my marks? Do that on both sides, chain and wheel. Oh, and I almost forgot. This is also how you make sure that you're at TDC. The T is right here. All right, I'm gonna start taking these off here. Those are the same size. So just kind of like periodically check and see where, even take some pictures and that, but check and see if these are all the same size. They usually are. All right, I'm gonna take them all off and get them that cam off of there. Also, what I do is I take one of these little alligator clips, and you want tension on your chain through this whole process. So usually what I do is I take this and I clamp it up here on the frame and keep tension on that, just like that. So what you want to do, you want to keep these in order. See, this one has a 8, a 7. So you want to keep these in order also. So as I take them off, I'm going to, don't forget those dowels. Don't let those dowels drop on there. So I'm going to take them off, and as I do, I'm going to set them up on a paper towel in order. Very important. So first part of our disassembly is done. Let me show you how I put them all in order with the bolts also. They're just good practice to do it like that. Now what we're going to do, we are going to take a little bit of the tension off of here, just a tiny bit, maybe an inch or so we can get a little bit of wiggle room here. Okay, we're going to go down below and we are going to back out that tensioner a little bit more. See it moving? There we are. Okay. Now I'm going to go up top again, kind of snug it up a little bit more. You want to try to get as much tension on this chain as possible so it doesn't unloop from down below. So, all right, now try to unloop one side here. There we go. I'm going to take that right on out of there. Okay. All right, we're going to set that to the side. Now, while my finger is on it, I'm going to raise my little keeper here. Okay. All right. All right, let me show you how I get these out. I just use this here for lapping the valves. So you don't want to use a magnet because you don't want to magnetize these pieces. There you are. Just like that. And now we're going to get that shim off of there. That little notch right there, you got to get that this big shim off of there. Okay, so that one right there is a 280. Can you see that? Yeah, 280. So that one was right here at the first one here on the left. So we're gonna go ahead and write that down and then go through all of them and write it down, because every single one of them were tight, like I said before. So we're just gonna have to see which ones, you know, by the chart. I'll show you a chart here in a little bit, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that off camera. It's the same process at every single one of them, and then I'm gonna lay them out and I'm gonna number them, and then we'll do the chart. So this is the way that we got it here. We got our intake and exhaust, and these were both 290 on the exhaust, and this one is a 280, and that one's a 275 on the intake on that side. So we're going to go ahead and go to the chart and see exactly where we're going wrong here. Okay, so now we know that these are 290s. I'm going to go ahead and put the chart on the screen. You could pause it if you like, or you could just go online and look up, you know, just as well as I did, look up your make and model shim size chart. But yeah, according to the chart, my 290 needs to be 275 on both exhaust, and my 280 needs to be 265 on my intake, and my 275 needs to be 260 on my intake. So yeah, let's get those new shims in there. So I'm back from the store. I went to Steven's Cycle. I put the link, if I remember, I put the link to their website. Very knowledgeable fellows over there. And yeah, I was able to get the OEM $22 a piece for these. for basically, you know, yeah. But you gotta have it. You gotta have this stuff. Okay, let me get you set up. All right, so we're gonna put the 265 right there, 260, 275 there, and 275 there. Now basically all we're just gonna do is just match them up to our caps. Okay, there we are. Let's match them up. All right, now I have them in order too also. So this is the way that we're going to be putting them back, just the way that we took them out. Here's the second one. It should just fall right in there. Don't try to force it or rush it. They're very tight. There you go, just like that. And go ahead and put our cam back in. Okay. First we'll put this one in. We'll line it up with our marks that we had. There's our mark. Right about there. Yeah. Drop it down in there. Get our mark set about right there. All right. Now our second one's got to go on. As you can see, our marks are lined up just the way they came off. Now we're going to start backing this back out, the tensioner. I mean, screwing it in, not backing it out. So just get it a little bit so it's a little straight. Don't tighten it all the way, because you're going to be binding right in this area if you do. Now let's go over to our cap area. Here's our caps. Remember, our caps were all still in a row, numbered from left to right, 1 through 8, left to right. So yeah, let's get those on next. Okay. Just gonna hand tighten them down so they're not moving around too much. There we go. Okay, so here goes that arrow there. You count from 1 after the arrow, these little rivets here on each link, all the way to 32. So 30, let me get a flashlight here. 32 is right there where that line is. So basically, here's 31, 32. See, it says 32 right there. So yeah, that's how you know that you're correct on your chain and your 2 sprockets. My particular one was 95 inch-pounds to 113 inch-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and put the sequence on the screen right now. You can pause it if you want, but like I said, just go by the book that you have. Don't go by mine, because mine can have a typo, anything like that. Just do your own research, I would say. All right, that's gonna do it for old Bob. Oh, it's been a long journey. Whew. I didn't think old Bob was gonna make it. But yeah, we just put the headlight back on, put it up for sale, and she's done. Like always, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. See you later, Bob.